I'm just
Do I
kidding.
need to introduce myself first?
Yes, and just talk about what the problem was and all your wonderful different stuff.
Sure.
Go ahead.
My name is Elishah McAvoy, and I actually came here to Bergman Family Chiropractic 6 months ago now for a 2-week intensive treatment. Among the back issues that I came with, lower back, my husband and I had actually been trying to get pregnant for 2 years. Tried a lot of different things, nothing seemed to help. I didn't want to go a medical route for medications, but I really was at the end of my rope. So Dr. Bergman put me on several different supplements, one in particular called maca powder, which he said would really help with some of the feminine issues I dealt with, some of the pain that I had because I've been diagnosed with endometriosis. And for anyone who doesn't know, it's a very painful procedure that happens during menstruation. Essentially, you feel a lot of cramping, headaches, bloatings, just it would knock me out, put me on flat for at least the first 3 days of my menstrual cycle every single month. This has been at least for 10 years, progressively gotten worse each and every year. I got the adjustments. I changed my entire diet into organic fruits and vegetables and more plant-based, and I did meats probably once, maybe twice a week. And I was regimented. I stayed on it like white on rice. But as the months went on, I noticed each month things getting a little bit better. Every time I would have a period, things weren't quite as bad, or they didn't last as long. And I was very confused, very excited, but I didn't know exactly what to think of it. My gynecologist, obviously, I check in with her regularly. She would see me and say, this is impossible for you to really be getting rid of these symptoms. Must just be a fluke. Well, I was not so convinced, but I would say about 4 months after I came here to Bergman, I went in and I told her all of my symptoms are gone. My last menstrual cycle, it was perfect. I didn't even know it. This is the first time in my entire life I've actually had a menstrual cycle without pain, and it was normal. To which she responded, that's impossible for it to actually heal. She told me straight out, endometriosis does not heal. You have it always, and there's nothing you can do. So if you want to get pregnant, even though your symptoms are gone right now, you still need to have endometriosis surgery. We need to clean you out and see. That's really the only way because, as she said, all of the endometrium will still be there on the outside of the uterus, etc. Your symptoms have just for some reason gone away. So I did not trust Dr. Bergman. I trusted my gynecologist, who, by the way, is a great doctor. But regardless, I submitted and said, okay, fine. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the surgery. So the last thing the doctor told my husband before she wheeled me in for surgery was, I'm positive I'm going to find a ton. Don't worry about it. It'll be a couple hours. I was in surgery 29 minutes. Why? She went in totally clear. There was no endometriosis anywhere except a scant trace amount on my bladder. The next day she called me up and said, well, phenomenally, I am completely and totally wrong. She was like, I did find a scant amount of endometriosis on your bladder, which only proves you did have endometriosis because it couldn't have gone to the bladder if it wasn't first on the outside of the uterus. And she was like, but you have actually effectively cured yourself of it. And what's really cool about that is not only that all of that got cleared up, twofold factor, she decided that she would go ahead and from now on recommend natural supplements, the ones that I was taking, and she would suggest the same diet. I was able to give her a full list of the things that I was eating and not eating to her hardcore endometriosis patients. So a doctor actually changed her opinion on what the body can do as a result of this. For me, that might have been a waste of, let's say, $3,500, but if it helps somebody else, totally worth it. And the best part about all of that is, Dr. Bergman told me when I came here, in 3 to 6 months, Elishah, you will be pregnant if you continue along this path with checking on your pelvis, getting your subluxations checked, stay on the diet. And 6 months to the date, I went to the doctor, actually because I thought there was something wrong with my eye, to which I was told this is probably a hormonal imbalance, maybe you need more water. And my husband said, do you think it's possible, maybe, just maybe, you're pregnant? Of course, my response was no, there's no way. Went home, took a pregnancy test, and I am pregnant.
Yay.
So, happy endings! And I guess the best thing I would say is you really can trust that there are miracles happening here and you're here for a purpose. So believe in it and don't do the surgery, because if you have endometriosis, I swear, I had a horrible case and it really can be cured naturally.
Yay.